Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Gunpla TV.
I believe we are on episode 255.
255? Okay, so what do we have today to talk about? As you can see over here, there is quite a bit of stuff.
Yes, and we've already put up this video, but Todd broke open the box and showed us what's inside.
That's right. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go back to HobbyLink.tv and find there is an unboxing video of the Perfect Grade Exia, the lighting mode version. So, yeah.
These are in stock right now.
Are they in stock right now?
They just
okay,
went
at
up.
the time we are filming this anyway, they're in stock. So your mileage may vary if you're watching this at a later date, so you never know, but that's good news.
Yeah.
Both of them are in stock.
They are.
Okay, wow. So yeah, I did a video about the lighting version, but we didn't do one about the non-lighting version. So just to show you guys the box, just so you guys can see it.
Don't kill me.
Okay, I'll try not to get bombed. So the box, I believe it has the same image. I can't see it from this angle.
It does.
The same image, but this one, the lighting version has like a nice foil metallic kind of sheen to it because it's more premium and it's more expensive.
Yes.
And this is more of a standard plain just white box, so but it still looks pretty cool. It's still the same size.
Yep.
Yeah, just it doesn't have the lighting kit.
It is quite impressive.
So it's a bit cheaper. If you don't really care about the lights and you just want to have a big Exia, well, there you go.
Yeah, so what else do we have today?
That's right. So there was no other kits that came in this weekend besides the Exia. So as we mentioned last week, since there was nothing else that came last week, was there?
No.
No, so it's been quite sparse these past few weeks besides this.
They were building up for the Exia.
Right. That's a big release, so I guess that takes the same amount of effort as a bunch of smaller kits.
Yeah.
So we did build, you have the, what's her name?
Dorami.
Dorami. And I have Doraemon. Now I've put him already in his sitting pose. Now these two are actually sold separately. This is Doraemon, the Figure-rise Mechanics Doraemon. And then this is the Time Machine. So this is a separate kit that you can buy. And it will not include the Doraemon. But
it does include the figure. It's a static figure. I mean, it does have posability, but
he only has posability in his arm. He could wave. He's like, "Hey guys, how are you? Come here." This is how they say "come here" in Japan. Come here, come here.
But if you really want to complete the set, you gotta
get
have all
them
three.
all. Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna take a look at those.
We're gonna take a really close, in-depth look. Probably closer than you ever want to see for Doraemon.
Which one should we do first? Dorami?
Yeah, why don't you do Dorami
Alright,
first?
let's crack open Dorami, literally. And then we can take a look at the Time Machine.
Okay.
Okay, so first up in the Figure-rise Mechanics series is Dorami from Doraemon. Now, Doraemon has a long history in Japan. It started as manga in 1969, and then the anime series started in 1973. And it's just one of those really long running series that's just been around forever. So it's really popular in Japan. It is a kids anime, so not a lot of people know it overseas, but it does have, localizations. I believe it was airing on Disney DX in America for a while, and it looks like it was in the UK too. But anyways, let's take a look at Dorami. So Dorami is the younger sister of Doraemon, and they're both cat robots. But instead of cat ears, she has a big red bow, which is really cute. She comes with either opaque parts or clear parts, and I have built her with the clear parts so that you guys can see the mechanics part of it that's inside. Let's take off her bows. I think you can see a little better there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the only thing they didn't make clear was the face, and thank goodness for that, because that would have been a little scary. A little uncanny valley type of scary there. But you can really see all of the gears and things inside, and her legs do this.
So she could walk on them, or?
They're like extendable legs, and she can stand upright when they are extended like that. Let's put the bow back on. So this is a simple kit to build, but it's really fun. So, you know, beginners, experts, anyone I think can enjoy this. And it's a great way to get into kit building. A nice thing about this is there are some stickers. There's her pouch here, and her flower tail has this little red dot as a sticker as well. But her eyes are actually plastic parts. So,
including the eyelashes.
Including the eyelashes. So it's very similar to how Bandai does their Super Fumina and similar kits, where you just layer the plastic parts together. So there's just a black layer and a white layer, and then there's a layer for the pink in her cheeks and on her nose. And the mouth is a layer too, but the tongue is a sticker. So there are just 3 stickers in total, so it's not much. If you want to put on the opaque parts, the solid yellow parts, it's very easy to just pull them apart and put those on instead. So you can kind of see more of the inner workings of her robot body there. It is just a really neat kit, and I like the size too. Like, I mean,
it's nice
just
and
for
small.
comparison, it's small, but it's also big enough that you can enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's not terribly too small.
Especially if you have the time machine, like they're just the perfect size for setting up on your desk, on the shelf. Like, they're big enough that you notice them, but you know, they don't take up a whole lot of room.
Right. Something good for that fireplace mantle.
Fireplace mantle, yes. Put them in Christmas hats, Santa hats, and decorate for the holidays. All right, so that is Dorami.
Okay.
So that's it for Dorami with her clear parts. And now let's take a look at that time machine and Doraemon.
Yeah, let's have a look, shall we? So here we have the time machine. He like flies around on his time machine.
Just watch out, because the Nobita figure is not hooked down to anything.
Yeah, that's a good point to show off. Oh no.
And he did it on purpose.
I did do it on purpose. Look, he's like, help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Literally, because he has no posability.
That's true. Well, he does. His one arm can move.
Yep, but
and
not the legs.
The hand can twist around a bit, but that is it. The rest of it is just fixed pose, like you would see with one of those like little head figure things that they have. Yeah, this one can't pose either. So there's not a whole lot to this thing. It's basically kind of like 2 parts that you just sandwich together.
Yeah.
Although I should mention, like Lindsay mentioned with the Dorami, there's no stickers involved with his eyes and the glasses. This is all just different colored plastic parts sandwiched together to make his eyes there. Although his tongue, just like Dorami, his tongue is a sticker. And also on the Nobita, by the way, his name is Nobita, and he's also in this Doraemon show.
He's the main character.
I guess, well, I mean, the show is named Doraemon.
I mean,
Doraemon
it's
be the
about
main character?
Doraemon, but, I mean, Nobita is the main character.
Well, I guess. The main human character.
I mean, Doraemon makes it interesting, but it's not a show without Nobita.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he could be a bit annoying in the show sometimes. You're like, oh gosh, why is he doing that again? But yeah, so I was going to mention there are stickers only for this top blue part on his shoes, and this is kind of like the way a lot of elementary school kids dress here in Japan, isn't it? Still?
Yeah, it's very similar to like what, fall or spring.
Yeah, I guess they maybe don't wear shorts year round, but anyway, that's it for the Nobita. So he just kind of stands here. There's nothing to fix him onto the base. He just really stands here, and they give you this flexibility for the hand because on the box they just show him with his hand on the back of the time machine.
But he really adds to the whole thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look as nice if Nobita's gone.
Really? I don't know. I think it still looks pretty cool. It's just Doraemon.
It's kind of blank in the back, though. You could always put Dorami on it, too.
Cool. Well, you gotta have the guy driving and then Dorami's on the back.
You know, I noticed Dorami is actually a little smaller. Her head.
Oh, that's.
Her head's a little smaller than Doraemon's. She is the little sister, so.
That is a good point, and her body is definitely smaller too. She's a bit skinnier. Interesting. So they have these things. There's really no scale to them, but they still have them like to scale with each other.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never knew that.
And you can see that Todd has built Doraemon with the solid parts.
Yes, I have. Actually, I originally had built him with the clear parts, but then Lindsay said she was doing Dorami with the clear parts. So I was like, well, I better change him. Also, another reason is because I'm doing the time machine. And the Doraemon kit, Dorami doesn't have this, but Doraemon, I'm getting confused with all these Doraemon is the only one that comes with the extra butt piece so that he can sit down. And this is basically, if I pull that off, then this is where you're going to have those extending leg parts that Lindsay showed you with Dorami, that he would be able to stand if I was to put on his other regular feet, which are not reachable at the moment, but so he would basically just kind of stand like this. But yeah, you just fold those, you just pull off his feet basically. That's all you do is you just pull off here, that's the same part here. You just pull off the feet and then you take the butt and you sandwich it on and you are ready for action. Another thing to note is the arms are different for when you want to set it up with the time machine. And these arms and the butt pieces only comes with the Doraemon kit, and they only come in the solid color. So if you want to build him with the clear parts and you want to put it on the time machine, you can, but you're going to have a solid colored butt and you're going to have the solid colored arms, so it's going to look maybe a little bit off if you were planning to build it with the time machine anyway. So I just wanted to point that out. What else should I mention about Doraemon? So his face is a bit different, so the head part's bigger, his face looks a bit different than Dorami-chan, and his tail is also just a little red ball. So that's a little bit different. So you could kind of see the internal parts when Lindsay was showing you the transparent. But let's go ahead and pull off his face here so that you can actually maybe get a better look at just what exactly is inside of this Doraemon head. Isn't that cool? So they have like these bronze colors and the silvers and the reds, and they have all this cool internal details for this. But once you put it on the outside, unless you use the clear plastic, you can't see any of this detail.
But the face is always covered. Like,
yeah, that's true.
As I pointed out with Dorami, like, she comes with only that solid white part for her face. So
right? Doraemon also, you switch out, if you want to put the clear head, then you have to take off this face and you put it on the clear part, but always his face, I guess, will be covered by this one. Unless you really wanted to just build it and show off the robot itself without putting any armor, or not armor, it's not really, like, meant
outer
for battle.
skeleton, outer skin.
Yeah, outer skin, so if you want to leave it in just the robot form, you could do that, but if you wake up in the middle of the night and you see that sitting on your fireplace, then I guess might freak out someone. I guess if you live alone, then that's okay. But yeah, that's really cool. The body is the same way. The body's a bit more difficult to take apart, so I'm not going to take that one apart. But I think you kind of get the idea just by looking at that head, just how detailed this Doraemon is. Alright, so I think that's probably going to be it. Let's talk about the time machine now. So just looking at this by itself, it looks kind of rather plain, doesn't it? Not like there's a whole lot to this, just by looking at it from the outside. But actually, there is more. So these levers actually can move up and down. And this looks like a shower head to me, but it's got some kind of, there's a clear plastic piece on here, and then underneath it you'll have the sticker with these multiple colors. Not really sure what this does, but hey, it's there. So we actually, now bringing it to the rest of the time machine, let's start off with the seat. So this looks just like a regular plain seat, right? Nothing really special to it.
No.
But actually, they have a flap here so that you can open it up and see more of the internal seat details. Because you have this seat here, and then if you pull that completely off, you can see this kind of silverish, nicely detailed mechanical seat that they have for this. For the seat. Alright, so this looks like a, what do you call it, buoy?
Yeah.
On the right side, this one is only really meant for plugging in this the shower head. Although it's not a shower head, I'm just going to call it that.
Looks more like a lamp light to me.
Lamp light, yeah, okay. We can go with
a street light.
A street light. He's a time machine. Maybe it's a time machine street light. So you need the light to guide your way through time. I guess, maybe.
Watch it, Todd. I'm sure there's an explanation.
I'm sure there is, Lindsay. I'm sure there is. Let's take a look at this buoy though. So this buoy on the left side actually is not so plain once you open up and take a look on the inside. So they have this flap so you can open up inside and you can see more of the mechanics for this time machine. You got some silver parts, a nice clear parts. I'm guessing that's where the time changing particles are going to flow through as these like warp engines, time warp engines pilot you through time. So that's kind of cool. Alright, but the most detail on this actually is going to be found in the control unit up front. So, as you can see, let me pull off the light there. So you can see there are some stickers on here that you will put for like the control surfaces. And it does have a movable lever here as well. But it also has a door that you open it up and you can see there is actually quite a bit more detail on the inside and that looks really cool. So let's give you a better look at this by, you need to take off the little control knob and once you have that off you can take off the control box and then you can see a good look at the mechanics inside of the control unit. So they've got this cool looking, not really sure what that is, but it's got some clear plastic and there's something on the inside of it. And they just gave this some really great looking, cool detail that you will never see again once you put this on here. Well, I guess if you leave the door open,
I mean, and it's the flap is in the front, so you can display it with the figures in and with the flap open, just show it off.
True. So that's really cool, kind of nifty. Let's see if I get this lined up. Lined up again. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's nice that they give you these flaps so that you can go back and see like these internal details on all of these parts. That's just something nifty. And the size of this thing is kind of pretty impressive, just how big it is really. Once you get everything all put together. And I gotta say, it does look pretty cool.
With all the gang around.
With all the gang. Let's see if we can get Dorami on here too. Alright, so they're going to go on a family travel through time now. Alright, so I think it's time for them to take off. Okay, so that's it for the fancy time machine with all of its opening hatches. It looks, on the outside it looks simple, but once you open up these parts and you see all the internal stuff, that looks really cool, doesn't it?
Same with Doraemon himself.
Yeah, same with Doraemon himself. But unlike yours, I have the solid version, or the solid plastic on there.
Yep, which you have to have for those sitting parts.
Yeah, unfortunately the butt only does come in that solid, and the sitting arms are only in the solid. So if you want to build him with a time machine, it's going to look a bit odd if you have the clear head and the solid butt and the solid arms.
But you know, you do you. If you want to do that, you go for it.
And unfortunately, clear is not something that you could like change or paint like after.
Yeah.
So I mean, if all the parts were clear to begin with and you wanted to have a solid color, then you could go from clear to a solid, but there is no going back to clear.
残念.
残念ですね.
Alright, so,
okay.
By the way, what's up with this base over here?
Alright, so I took home my Exia and I really wanted to get a crack on it. So I started it off, and it starts off by having you build the base. So but it looks kind of plain just by itself, doesn't it? So I actually brought along a friend with me to show off the base with the kit on it, so it'll look fancy. Wow, I finished that quick, didn't I?
That was great, Todd. That doesn't look quite like the Exia, though.
Something's wrong with this, isn't it? Can you tell what?
Okay, this
Exia.
This isn't the PG.
It's 160 scale. It's the right scale.
Oh my god. Okay, I give up. Just tell me.
That's right. Well, Bandai, oh gosh, how many years ago? 10 years ago, they did a non-PG, like it was really just a non-scale, it had scale. It was like a non-grade kit of a 160 scale Exia. So I actually have one of these built up, so I just brought it in here so I can kind of give you guys an idea how this is going to look on this display stand.
Well, I look forward to seeing a comparison shot with this then when you're finished.
So that is another reason why I actually have this and got this to build it, is just so I would be able to compare this old 160 scale kit with the PG one, and we can show them off next to each other. So I'll keep him around for, gosh, whenever I have this thing finished, so that we can compare the two.
Todd, you have 2 days. Get on it.
Yeah, I have 2 days to build it. Can I do it?
Believe in yourself.
Believe in myself. But let's take a quick look, shall we, at the display base. There's not a whole lot to show, but let's take a quick look, shall we?
Okay.
Alright, so here we are with the Perfect Grade Exia.
Or not.
Or not. Yeah, that's right. So as mentioned before with Lindsay, this is actually not the Perfect Grade Exia. This is just the regular, no grade, 160 scale. But I brought it along just to show off kind of how this is going to look once you get everything set up on this display base. So I brought home my Perfect Grade Exia last night, and the manual has you start off first by constructing the display stand.
Do you already have the LED set up in there too?
You know, that's a good question. Alright, so if you can see here on the front of this, there is some buttons. This would be the one to initialize it, and the switch to turn it on and off. I believe that was pretty much the same as the unicorn. So they have you install, I could pull off that flap. So the LED control unit, or the battery box, I guess maybe we should call it, goes right here on the inside. So if this is only if you are building the lighting version, you'll get this thing here, and this is where your main wires are going to, or the main battery and all that stuff is going to plug in. But for this display base, now I wanted to show the bottom of it. You can see the wires come through here and they go up through the back, but also you have all these cool slots, and these are going to be what you can use to store the shields and the weapons and the extra hands. All of these spaces they designed it so that you can use this stand to store everything, so that is really cool. Now when you put together this the arm for this thing, let me see if I can pull it off. I'm not going to take this apart because you have the wires. The wires come up through the back, and then they go up through the inside of this back stand, and you really gotta snake them through. There's a bunch of twists and turns, and you gotta be careful not to pinch them, but once you do, then you'll have a tiny little bit sticking out at the end of it. And I think this part also on the back extends out, and I think this is for that GN, the extra GN display, or that, what do they call it? There was some deal that you could do with like the GN drive where you'll be able to plug it in and have it show off some kind of light show later. So I think this is what that is going to be for. But this just goes onto the back, and when it's not in use, it just kind of clips down here and it stays solid like that. You do have some adjustments, so you can use the angle how you want to hold your PG Exia when that's ready. And you can raise it or lower it. So we have that. So this is kind of what I have built so far in just the short time that I've had this kit at home. But there's a tiny bit more that I have completed for the PG Exia. So after you put together the stand, it has you start construction on the chest piece. So I did a little bit of work last night, and I guess we can say we're getting to the heart of things here. So yeah, this one has, you can still see it here in the back behind. This is where the GN drive is going to go, and there's a whole bunch of different LEDs on the back here. And I think when you have this going on, you can have like a bunch of different colors like shooting off through the LED, through that GN drive. I think that's what it's for. And there's another LED behind this, the clear part in the front. And you do put a sticker. There's one sticker, like a black sticker with writing on it, that you really can't just see it now. But once it's lit up, once there's lights on in here, then you'll be able to see the text written on this sticker as it lights up the chest there. And also you can see the pilot figure. There is a pilot figure, of course, in here, and he's just chilling out in the
I barely
cockpit.
saw him.
He's a little tiny little guy, and he's just chilling. And being the lighting model, you can see all of the cables that are running out through here. So you got to be careful when you're putting this together. Make sure you get the cables routed in the correct order, and make sure you don't pinch anything. So we'll keep working on this, and we'll get the completed thing hopefully finished soon, so that we can show you more.
And as we mentioned, it's in stock.
It is in stock.
If you want it for Christmas.
It is in stock at the time that we are filming this, so we can't say later how much longer it's going to stay in stock. But yeah, if you want to get it, we recommend getting your orders in as soon as possible.
You can build it over the winter break.
That's right. And I think that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot to show, not a whole lot built yet, but hope you guys enjoyed this really quick short take look at what is completed so far on the PG Exia. Alright, so hopefully we'll have the actual PG kit built sooner than later.
Sooner
than later. Alright, I'll really get this one cracking, so I know I've got to finish the PG, and then I've got to finish my Gajulas.
Yeah.
The ogre, so that's my December goal, is to get the Gajulas finished.
We're all waiting.
We're all waiting. I know, but I think December there's actually not a whole lot.
Yeah.
After this came, I think there's like one HG kit coming this month. It's really light December. It's kind of weird because last year December we had like the Master Grade. There was like a twin color frame Master Grade special edition unicorn that came in, and there was a real grade, I believe, if my memory serves me correct, and then there was a Master Grade. So last year December was a really busy month, if I remember right. And then just this year we got the PG, and then after that it's not much.
They knew it would take you a while.
I guess so. So they're giving me a break. So I'll have a break to maybe build some other stuff this month, like the Gajulas. It's my goal. All right. So do we have some comments from last week?
Hold on. Okay. First up is from Les Spas, who says, "Is it bad that I have over 90 kits built and none of them are Zaku?"
Yes.
The Xeon fan says yes.
Right, I saw that comment. I was like, okay, this is going in there just so I can say yes, it's bad. You need to have how could you not have a Zaku?
Yeah, who are they supposed to fight, dude?
Maybe just, well, I mean, some people, maybe they just like the look of the red, the blue, and the white. Maybe that's like that American pride.
No, I don't think so. But you gotta give them some, what do they call them, cannon fodder?
Yeah, they need someone to fight.
Throw some enemy mobile suits in there.
Well, it's a cool
but
suit.
90 kits
90
is impressive.
Kits. That is pretty good. Nice collection.
Yes. Next up comes from WJS Leon, who said, "I got a Doraemon kit for my wife. She built it and she liked it so much. A perfect way to get somebody into the hobby. Hope there will be more that's coming from this line."
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's simple, it's fun, so it's great for beginners. And, you know, I think even people who've built Gundam for a while would enjoy it.
Right. Actually, I think I heard that on some Japanese Gundam builders blog, they were talking about this thing. They were impressed with it. Oh, the blog, I think it was Twitter.
Yeah.
So I think they're pretty excited about these kits. So maybe, hopefully it'll sell well, and we'll get more.
Yes. So what are you going to get for your wife next? You're going to move her up to Gundam?
Right? Poochie guy? Bear guy?
I would recommend not going to Korobukiya kits just yet. Maybe give her a Gundam first.
Yeah,
Poochie guy.
Maybe
Poochie
stay
guy
away
break.
from the plum kits as well.
Just for now. Wait
Just
till
for
she's more advanced.
Yeah. Gundam, I mean, not Gundam, but Bandai kits, they're pretty just nicely engineered. And
Yeah.
they go together so well. Just smooth like butter.
Okay, so next up.
Alright, so we did have a kit to give away from last week, and I hope this was the right kit. Was it? I hope so. It was.
I hope so too.
Well, it's sitting here, so it must be. It's a gun cannon, first type, Iron Cavalry Squadron. Alright.
Yeah, this was him.
This was it?
I
Okay.
remember. We were talking about his cannon.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, he's got that cool cannon. Alright, so the winner for the gun cannon is going to go to And this is always... Now, I did see somebody comment on there that they're not random, but yep, these winners are just random. It's just some online random number generator that chooses the numbers for me. And this goes to comment number 45. And it's from Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. And he says, I'm excited for the Shin Matsunaga version. So he's talking about, we had the real grade Zaku on, and that was the Johnny Ridden's.
Right.
But then there's like a different color version, which would be the Shin Matsunaga, I believe, version. So I don't know if we can carry that. I think that might be an exclusive item. So don't know about that, but it's always nice to be excited for things. And hopefully you are excited for this. Congratulations.
Congrats.
All right, so Jimmy, I will contact you eventually.
Soon,
yeah, hopefully. And all right, so before the end of the year, we'll try to get this to you. All right, so we do have more to give away. And it is going to be... Well, this is not enough, is it?
No.
Makina Nakejima. All right, so we're kind of getting a bit low. So they're not both from... Macross, but hey, it is the Helmviger Reincar. And actually, this was, I really loved the design of this suit. And this was from the second season of Iron-Blooded Orphans. Maybe the time machine, I should move it out of the way so you guys can see it better. But this one was really cool. This was in the second season, and actually, I saw this, and I really loved just this big upper torso area. But this one is just the guy, he just...
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's got like this really big upper shoulder area, and it just looks like he skips leg days, because his legs are just all skinny-ish, so that's kind of... But I still love this suit, and I'm kind of sad they never did this one in 1/100 scale.
Yeah.
Because this one would have been really cool to have in 1/100 scale, but for the season 2, they just didn't really make as many of the 100 scale kits as they did for the first season, so I was a bit sad about this, but about that I should say, so. But this is still a cool kit. And As is this. So you are not only going to win the Helmviger Reincar, but you are also going to get, what is her name?
Her name is Makina Nakajima from Macross Delta.
Ooh, is she in the box?
He always does this last, guys. Yes, she is in the box.
Okay, she's looking really fancy there. And the Helmviger, he is sort of in the box. His shoulders are in the box. They've just fallen off. He looks cool. Even without the shoulders. Do you see what I mean about the leg day?
He looks fine.
He looks fine. Alright, so if you guys would like to win... Oh, there goes Nobito. No! Help me! Help me, I've fallen.
Todd, here you go.
Thank you very much. Alright, so if you want to win both of these fabulous kits, all you need to go to hobbylink.tv and find episode number 255 and post a comment. And that's all you have to do.
We'll be waiting.
We'll be waiting, indeed. Alright, so December is here. Christmas season is upon us. So I hope everybody has gotten their shopping done. So it's still early in the month, so if you guys are thinking about... You're still thinking about your holiday purchases, we could probably still get it to you in time, but with the holiday season, with the shipping it starts to get run.
Yeah, so we recommend doing that soon. And you know where you can do your holiday shopping?
We have a good recommendation for you. That's right, guys. So please remember, we are brought to you by HobbyLink Japan, HLJ.com. So please remember to buy your stuff from us. Please help to support us. And where else can they find us?
Let's see. Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, I do believe.
So that's basically all of the good social networks covered.
Well, I think some people would argue with you all of the good part, but they are really great channels, so check us out.
The most popular parts, we should say. All right, so I think that about does it for us, I believe, maybe, for this week.
Yep, I hope. It's been crazy.
It's been crazy, and it is going to be a busy season, but you will see us again soon. So, all right, everybody, I think we should wrap it up here. Thank you for watching, and have a good week. and we'll see you next time.
See ya!